Hey everyone, it's the Yellow Chili, and we're in for another episode of Let's Play Empyrion Galactic Survival Basics Explained. We just finished looting this awesome thing in the background that somebody took a lot of detail to construct, and we looted a medium armor, which was quite nice, and a few other things that I will show you later. I did something off camera. I looted another couple of consoles, but nothing too fancy. And also, I did dig a hole underneath it, and nothing actually happened. There was nothing interesting there. So this is basically, yeah, basically we're picking up where we left off in the last episode. It was only like 5 minutes that I took to do all that. Okay, so we are still on our way to explore the planet, which we will do right about now. We're going to continue on our way westwards. We're not going to stop for... There's another Xerox guy. We're not going to stop for any other ground-based resources, like copper, iron, silicon, because we can barely keep this ship up in the air, as you guys can see. We're very front-heavy. If I don't do anything, like right now, we will tilt over to the front. And we will check out this ruined landing pad. I don't think it has anything interesting. If I remember correctly, it doesn't even have a container. So we'll just check it out with our drone. There are a few lights, but we don't really need their components, and you don't get a lot of the lights. So yeah, see, there's nothing here. No container. The ruined landing pad is really nothing we would want to loot. Now, we did take a sharp turn to the north, so let's go back south at least a little bit. Oops. We're not going to pick up any more plants right now, that is. Let's see if we can even stay... Whoops! See, this is what I was kind of expecting. But there's a way. You just have to go back to the beach. If you're very far in the water, this may not prove very practical, but you will automatically, once you reach the beach, get drawn out of the water, basically. So can we stay? I think we can. Yes, we can. Alright, nice. Just have to press down a lot because we want to keep our nose up. See, this is one of the nice areas. This is what I mean. Like, having something like this on a desert planet, I really like. And I really like building my base there. But I would like one that has a breathable atmosphere. So we might check out the planets in our vicinity for another desert planet or arid planet or... Whoop. Didn't mean to do that, but I can't really control this thing anymore. We're very heavy, and the ground repulsor engines that we have on it, they're just not made for heavy... Whoops. For heavy loads. Let's see where we're going. Okay. Are there any POIs nearby? I don't think there are. There's a huge forest there. Forest biome. Oasis thing. And I think there's another one on the other side of this lake. Let's check it out. And then continue westwards. And as I said before, we're not in a hurry to leave this planet. Like, we might get a not-so-temporary base later on. And this is actually a possible base location, if I may say so. I would like to look at the map if we're anywhere near the equator. I prefer being near the equator, too, because solar energy is most efficient there. Oh, nice. We really need that. There is one type of food that doesn't go bad. Actually, there's more than one, but there's one that you can make later on that requires spices. And we really want to, once we start our agricultural stuff, we're gonna want to have spices, and I think we need 4 spices to make 1 spice plant. And we also need these guys. These are buds, and I believe we also need 4 of these to make a buds plant. Now, the last time I checked a desert planet, there was an abandoned bunker on it, which is, in my opinion, the best POI you can have. Because it has so many containers, you will never need to dig for resources again after that. I promise you. We want to go west anyways. Let's check for more spices. We really want more spices. We have 4 buds now. Oh yeah, we need to put them in the fridge. Let's do that right now. Actually, putting stuff in the fridge would probably be nice. Can we put our silicon in the fridge, because then we'll be more tail heavy. How much space do we have in the fridge? Still some. Let's put our copper in the fridge as well. Alright. That is good. There are more buds. We don't need those. We already have 4. We are going to want to pick up these guys. This is also like a herbal leaves plant. We don't actually need them, as I was saying. I'm not planning on making or opening up a factory for healing stuff, for med packs and stuff like that. But it never hurts to have them around, or to be able to make them when you need them. You can also I think you can just eat them, and they restore some of your health, which is, right now, would be a viable option. Let's see how much they give us. Yeah, they give us 60 health. We're just gonna eat all of them. There's more here. Yeah, but we can find them around our base, I believe. This is nothing new to us. We've picked up a couple in the past. Whoops, what happened here? It seems I'm randomly getting stuck where there is no obstacle. Like I said, it would be nice to have 1 or 2 more, actually 2 more spices. Man, look at our health. We're at 500. We're full. Oh, come on. Only 3 spices? There's no more spices here? There's also a chance that I'm wrong, and that, in fact, we only need 2 for the spice plant. I'm really not sure about that, but there's no other spice plant here, so we can't pick one up. Alright, let's continue on our way around the globe. Okay, we're exactly at the right angle now. You can also manually move this by just holding left mouse button and moving it around. There's more of these worms. I'm surprised there are no telluropods on this planet. This is a species that lives in the water or near the water. It usually lives in swampy areas, but I have seen some on desert planets, so I'm kind of surprised we haven't encountered any here, especially not in places where the forest reaches all the way up to the beach. Let's check that biome out there too, if we can find any more spices, just to be on the safe side. Oops, sorry. Oh, there are spices. Great. Wonderful. Alright. We got spices. Enough to make a spice plant. Let's continue westwards. We're a little off track again. Whoops. Don't need meat right now. There's a POI here. I think we're gonna check it out. Ancient watchtower. Not entirely sure, but I believe this is a quest POI. There's nothing in it. There's no container in it, but it's used in one of the quests you do for the Talon tribe. So there's not really a need to check it out. And we haven't encountered any Talon yet. We've seen the Xerax, who are the mean faction, who are pissed at you from the beginning. The Talon are always neutral, so are the Polaris. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, this is a bit of a bumpy ride. Okay, we're at the halfway point because our base marker just appeared in front of us. That means that it's now shorter to continue on this path than to turn around. There's really nothing interesting here, just desert. And I'm sure there are more POIs on this planet. We just need to discover them. And sometimes you see them on the horizon if you have the view distance large enough before you spot them on the map. Or sometimes you will not even have them on the map. The game will not give you an info that you discovered one, but you will still see them on the horizon. So you might want to keep looking around for any POIs that are exactly like on the edge of your view distance. Whoops, we got stuck again. Man, I was really hoping for something more. What the hell? That was funny. I thought we were going to continue to go up. Never been in space with an HV. Actually, I have, but not, like, taken off from a planet with an HV. I was sort of expecting that. Keep hitting the N key. Nothing here. Oops, gotta pull up a little bit. Crashed capital vessel. I would like to take a look at that, but I'm quite sure it's in the water. Yeah, it is. So we can't really do that because our HV will just sink if we stop it on top of that crashed capital vessel. So not an option right now. But we could go back to this when we have our first SV. Because with that we can float in the air. Also we can make it a little more, give it a little more, like some more thrust, especially up, so we can fill the cargo hold and still be able to not tilt into a certain direction. Empty spaces, what are we living for? Abandoned places. Yeah, I guess this is what describes this place best. Okay, game, can we get one POI? One. Actually, aren't you supposed to, like, wish for exactly the opposite of what you want? Because with Murphy's Law, you will not get what you need. Because everything that could go wrong will go wrong. So let's not get a POI, please. Really, the last thing we need right now is a POI. It's not that we really need one, it's just like, would be nice to not drive around pointlessly. Okay, we're near the day-night border again. As you can see, we have power for another, it says that at the bottom right, we have power for another 229 minutes. This is because the ground repulsor engines are very weak, but very efficient. Like, the power will last a long time. This is why I do not usually build regular hover engines and thrusters in my first HV, because it'll take a lot more power. And we didn't have that much fuel for it. We still don't. I mean, we put a few canisters in here, and that's it. But we don't need to fuel our base. We are good on solar power. So, whoops, that's not what I intended to do. If something like that happens, you just sort of need to, yeah, press the directional thrust and also the, like, rotate left and right. So that way you can usually set yourself free. And then also you can try the shift spacebar combination, because that will let you jump up a little bit. And we're gonna put some stuff in there. We're gonna take food. I think we're gonna take food. We're gonna take this and just let the constructor make a little food. It's not that we really need it, but it's getting darker, and I want to spare you guys from having to see another night this soon. So we're just going to gather everything that lies around here. Alright, there's 2 steaks. I think we're going to eat them right away. Then we can put this in the fridge. It doesn't belong there, but it's fine. That too. And then we're gonna put the last one now toolbar and eat it at the next possibility. Or not in the toolbar, because I don't think we can access the toolbar from inside the vessel. So let's just leave that in here. Put the raw meat back in the fridge. And here we go again. Do we want to go up that hill? I think we want to go up that hill. At least we'll try to. It looks kind of steep. But this is a good SV. We can do it. Now, if you take a look at the temperature, you'll notice that the higher you go in the atmosphere, the colder it will get, just as in reality. We're, like right now, we're kind of high up, and the temperature dropped to 4 degrees C. So you will notice, once we go back down, it's now 6, 8, it'll increase quite quickly. This is because the atmosphere is not nearly as high as it would be in real life. It's just simulated. Now we're back at 42 degrees. Glad we have this HV. 46 degrees. Why is it so hot here? Yeah, you'll see that thing starts lighting up because this is way too hot for us. We cannot survive permanently at 59 degrees. Oh my god. So this is why it's also nice to be near the water on an arid planet. Because if you really need to, you can just have a shower or, you know, go swimming and it'll cool you down. Showering, by the way, also reduces your body temperature, or not only reduces, it restores normal temperature. So if you start feeling cold or hot, you can just take a shower and remove that status effect. Same as with body radiation that we have 0.1 of. It's not too bad. But we will have to take care of that at some point. Alright, let's go up this hill here right in front of us and peek over it, see if there's anything behind it. Temperature is falling again. Potentially makes sense to build the base not really on a mountain top, but maybe a little higher up. We're not going to be near the water in that case, but still might be better to, in case we don't seal it right away, because you can make a base airtight, no questions asked, which is what we're going to do anyways at some point, because there's no oxygen on this planet, right? But it's going to take a while until we have a fully functional base. So building it a little higher up will make it a lot easier because we don't have to cool down all the time. You can also just sit down in a enclosed vessel, for instance this HV, and it'll also reduce your or restore the normal temperature. All right, we are very close to our crashed cockpit. And once we are back, I will try to think about what we're going to do next, whether we're going to stay here with this crashed cockpit. So there's only two options. Either we build an SV first, then take everything with us that we constructed for this base so we don't have to redo it, or we extend that base and keep it for a little longer. I mean, there's nothing bad about it. It's just not in a perfect location. It has a lot of broken blocks. We're gonna need to put on defenses for the Xerax if we want to make it private, which I'm certainly planning on doing. because I want to show you the Zurich base attacks, and yeah, we're gonna have to think about that, whether we want to stay here a little longer or whether we want to make an SV. Now, making an SV doesn't really prevent us from staying here, so we can do it either way. We could also keep the base just for a little longer and then make an SV or make another HV. We'll see about that. Right now, I am thinking I might want to build an SV, a nice SV, and I will do this on camera so you guys can see the basics. You will see what we need to build an SV, and then we're gonna loot that unknown helix first because it'll give us some really nice resources. And after that, we will pack our stuff and move to a location where we could potentially build the base. But we're gonna have to do some more exploration for that. So I'm very tempted to maybe do some exploration off screen to not bore you guys with this, because what I'm just gonna do, I'm just gonna, as you can always see, 3 tiles, just gonna take the next one, go around the globe, and then the next 3 tiles, just do that. Oh, there's the Talon, by the way. This is Talon territory. That's not too bad. And now we just have to find Polaris territory in order to be able to trade. Also, the positive side of having an SV would be we could loot this crashed capital vessel. So there's a crashed Titan rear, so there's most likely going to be a crashed Titan front part as well. We might want to find that too. So, alright, I think this is going to be it for this episode. If you like what you've seen, please like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. I would really appreciate that. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.